All right. What is going on, YouTube? It is Monday. It is The Pulse back here with my boy, Mr. Ryan Turner, the one that abandoned East vs. West completely and left us hanging.
What a one to miss. What a one to miss, man. I think if they weren't so close, I would have been there. I would have seen you do it live, Derek. Instead, I had to be on the Reddit. You ever been on that dumpster, dude? Talking to people on the internet about your big victory, man. How you doing, dude? How you feeling?
Great. I guess we should touch on that. Well, I guess we'll lay the foundation work here, guys. Just so you know, if this is your first time here on The Pulse, this is a Reddit-based podcast where we're going to go over all things this week popular on Reddit. Bunch of different discussions from what's popping right now, what's popular, to training questions and all things in between. If you guys are in the chat, unless it's pretty much a super chat, we kind of stay on topic with the Reddit. But I appreciate you guys and all your support and all your love. Now, I know I'm popping right now. I know I'm popular. So I know I know there's gonna be some questions and stuff about my match. So I want to get this out of the way. I'd like to say, guys, thank you for all the support I've been getting and all the love. I've been getting a million messages saying congratulations and stuff, and it means a ton to me. Worked really hard for that. The match went fantastic. Executed the plan as I wanted to. Mehdi was pretty strong. I mean, it was hard to tell because I felt really strong. So I don't know how strong he was. You know what I mean? But he felt strong. I felt really strong. So, but it was a great experience. Obviously, we got to see all the other matches, and we'll get into that in this podcast, I'm sure. Yeah, either way, thank you guys so much. It was good to get on the winning side for once, and we'll see what comes after this. Engen had mentioned that at some point, if I win this match, he may be in January another match with someone slightly leveled up. He didn't give me any exact names, and hopefully go back out there in January. So it's kind of all I got for my match. Unless you have any specific questions, Ryan, before we get into this.
Who do you want next?
I'm going back and forth, man. I know there's a ton of names, but for some reason, the only names that keep popping in my head are Farid and Arif. They just keep popping in my head, and I don't know why. Like, the universe is telling me that Engen's thinking those names.
Engen's always thinking those are his boys, dude. He loves them.
So
yeah, that would not surprise me in the least. I've heard
I don't know which one. I don't know which one I want more. Like, okay, if I'm being 100% open, I feel like a match with Farid would be a legendary honor to arm wrestle that guy. He is an absolute legend. He hasn't been doing too well East vs. West right-handed. I feel pretty good in that match. I feel confident. I feel like I can win that match. And it's like 5 months to train. Now, I'm worried that because I feel good right now and I'm not completely super afraid, I don't know if that's the best thing. Arif, I'm afraid of. Arif, I'm like, oh my God, if you sign me up with Arif, I'm going to train like I'm going to die in 5 months. This is my last fight of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I kind of wonder if that's a better idea. Or do I try to take a match that I feel like I can win and maybe try to get some more, the ball rolling a little more wins under the belt? Or do I go straight to a monster? Right? And so, like, I'm kind of in the middle of that, trying to figure out what sounds the best. But maybe Engen's going to throw a totally different name at me. I have no idea. These are just kind of the thoughts that are rolling around my head. What's better for me and for, do I go right back into the Wolves, right back into the Lions Den, or do I kind of take a little bit of time and work up to it? So that's kind of what I've been thinking about. But yeah, there's so many other badass arm wrestlers. I have no idea. He could say someone completely different.
Who saw Mehdi coming, Yeah,
but a lot of people keep bringing up Farid to me. Like, a lot of other people have said it to me, and I'm like, all right, well, a lot of people think the same thing, so we'll see. But all right, guys, I'm gonna bring up the Reddit here. We're gonna get into this. This is the top post from the week, and then we're gonna start chopping it up and getting into what we think. A disclaimer, so you guys know, I did invite Brad Grundy, who also won his East vs. West match against Kyle Hutchinson. Brad's an awesome dude, very smart puller. So he might just pop in here. I send the invite. You might just see his name pop in, and we might have a third person here. If not, it'll just be me and Ryan, and it'll be okay. You guys can hang with us. That's fine. We're good. All right.
Top posts from the Reddit.
Yes.
That's what a lot of them are about. A certain Canadian puller.
We're not going to – and by the way, guys, we don't like to repeat topics. So, obviously, you can see right here, the first one posted by Kader Job Volt is about Devin winning 3-0. So we'll touch on this. We'll talk about it for sure. But then we're going to pass all the other posts about the exact same topic so we can keep it fresh. You know what I mean? So, Ryan, what did you think? before I get into seeing it when I was there, what were your thoughts watching this? Did you think Devin could win this 3-0? And did you think Devin could win it at all? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I wish I could rewind and see exactly what I said in the past ones, but I did have Devin as a favorite, Devin fanboy at heart. This much of a favorite, I don't know who had him winning 3-0 pretty much in a dominant fashion. I think that's fair to say. But yeah, it's it seems like those damn stem cells are working, man. Everyone's trying to get a visa over to the US right now to pump themselves full of these things, man. Get a hot tub, just fill it with stem cells. But yeah, I mean, if you think back, Devin, 2011, 2012, whatever, like he was the man. That defensive hook was so nasty. And then he got the elbow surgery. And I've heard him talk about it. He's like, I just lost all the tightness. You know, you hit that spot, you just feel so tight and locked in. He's like, that was gone. And he's like, now it's coming back. So that freak of nature, because he is a freak, he is a strength freak, I think is starting to come back in an even more refined form with age, with wisdom, and he's bulking like crazy. So yeah, honestly, I didn't doubt him here. I didn't doubt him. I think we're seeing a healthy joint-wise Devin who is training his balls off. And
but a 3-0? A 3-0?
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, Hermes did not look too pumped up, man. I don't know what was going in his head, man, but he looked nervous from the jump, dude. And again, credit to Hermes, dude. He didn't even get to enjoy being interim #1 for a month. It hasn't even been a month. So the poor dude getting flying back to Istanbul that quickly, like I can understand him not being at 100%. But no, we did not see the same Hermes against Jerry. Do you agree?
Yeah. It was. He definitely didn't have long to celebrate, and he was only in there just for a little bit. But I feel like Hermes got Devin Larited so hard. He got Devin.
Is that a verb now?
Yeah, he got Devin so badly, and like it's just like everybody gets Devin. Did. But it's just like when you arm wrestle Devin, you have to be willing to, unless you have superior levers, maybe like Vitali or Rivas, something like that. If you don't have superior levers, you better get ready to fight in the trenches. Like you're gonna have to fight in the ugliest style possible that you're not gonna love. Like Gennady, you're gonna have to embrace the disgusting styles of arm wrestling to get it done, because he's gonna expose the leverage advantage at all points. And not to mention the cheating and the talking and all that stuff. But it was almost seemed like the moment those games started in round 1 with the fouls and stuff, like Hermes was like, screw this. Like, switch off. I have been Devined. Like, this is it. Like, I'm not, all right, whatever. It almost looked like when he faced Matt Mask in WAL back when he was just like, all right, whatever, dude. Like, whatever.
Oh, what an interesting comparison. Yeah, he hated the setup. He hated the WAL reffing style, and he just shut off. That's a very interesting point.
So, yeah, but so I mean, like, everybody gets Devin Larited, but it hit Hermes hard, and he bought into it all, and it looked like he just, like, turned it off in his head. Like, that's it. All right. Oh.
Yeah, because that one round, I think it may have been round 2, where Hermes hit. They were outside the strap. I mean, he sent Devin, and Devin panicked, and you saw him try to almost slip out. So the power was there. It just, I feel like he never committed to it and never really got to. I mean, Devin did stop him when he did hit, but no, that was not the same Hermes, which is. But hey, that's part of the game, right? I mean, it's not Devin's fault. Like, if in any sport, right, you're playing basketball, if you can get in your opponent's team's head, if you're being a little more rough in the paint and they fucking, excuse my language, if they fold, sorry, that's on them, right? So that doesn't discredit Devin's win, in my opinion. That's part of sport.
Yep. Let me grab this super chat here real quick from White Wolf. Thank you, White Wolf, for the $20 super chat. Thank you, brother, so much for the support. He says, huge congratulations, buddy. I effed up. I had Devin at 5-0. Little did I know any room over on Chave or am I too late? You know what? I got you, White Wolf. I got you, my boy. You want to go on Chave? Top super chat? I got you. Still counts. Ryan, I'm not sure if you understand this, but on my normal streams, whoever gets a top super chat,
I do.
Gets to hang out next to
I don't know the story of Chave. Was it Chave Davey?
It's Chave Davey. Don't ever disrespect him.
I will not, but I don't know the story behind that, but I do know the system.
The story is that me and my beautiful girlfriend Bridget adopted a child, and we named him Chave Davey, and now he hangs out here in the studio. You know.
Does Dave Chafee know about this?
I'm not really sure. Does it have anything to do with my kid?
Oh, never mind. My apologies.
Is there any kind of relation? I mean, it's a whole different name. It's an entirely different name. So
you're right. You're right. What am I thinking?
There's no relation.
No relation between Chave Davey and Dick. Got it.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
All right. Thank you once again, White Wolf. Thank you for the super chat, brother. All right. And by what you said is that I had Devin at 5-0. Oh, because they were supposed to do the last rounds, huh? And they did not. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, you're one of the few that had Devin, I think, at 5-0. I mean, people predicting Devin to win. I had Devin at winning, but like barely. Once that first round happened and I started seeing Hermes' wrist go backwards, I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, oh, it's over. Like, he's about to 3-0 it. It's going to be 3-0. Oh my God. Like, it was all bad after that. All right, scrolling down, posted by D Finch, pretty much a state of the sub right now.
Yep.
It's like Devin screaming and Hermes like disbelief kind of looking. I mean, yeah, basically. Posted by Bebzon1234, East West West streaming service.
And you probably are out of the loop on this one, huh?
Plugged into a potato.
Yeah. Core Sports had a couple issues, but it settled. But people were freaking out in the moment.
Yeah, I was getting messages and stuff during the live, and they kept telling me that, all right, when I was commentating, they're like, Derek, let them know we're working on it. We know there's problems. So I kept trying to update the commentary booth about, hey, we're working on it, guys. I'm not sure what was the problem this time. I know we were in a different part of the building than we normally are. The commentary booth was in a whole different section. Normally it's right next to the satellite truck that's outside. They put us in a whole different section of the building. So I don't know if that had a problem with it, but yeah, guys, everything can't be perfect. It's still arm wrestling, a niche sport in Turkey at a hotel, and just trying to. We're working on it. All right, it's not perfect. I apologize for any streaming problems you guys may or may not have had.
Yeah, but
was it your fault, Ryan?
No, not this time. Normally I'm in there causing all kinds of ruckus, dude, cutting wires and stuff, but they kept me out, so I couldn't.
All right, gotcha. Okay, I'm not going to get on this too much. For some reason, there's like 6 posts about this, but Signal Echo Foxtrot said JJG4L going on a month vacation. On Reddit, you guys, oftentimes people will gamble with month-long bans, and so they say if I predict Devin to win, and if I'm wrong, ban me for a month. And one of our more prominent posters, JJG4L, lost. He is not the biggest Devin fan, and he predicted Devin to lose, and therefore he's gone for a little bit.
Yeah, I cleaned up a bunch of those, but he actually deleted his entire account, so he cannot. He's been the biggest Devin hater on the whole subreddit. Made a bunch of bets and stuff, and now he's AWOL. So that's the story there. Reddit's serious business, man.
All right, posted by Plasma Dragon Engen. Oh, here we go. Watching Engen's post East vs. West 9 live stream, one person in the chat mentions match fixing, suggesting that Hermes was paid off to deliberately lose. And Engen's gone off the rails, spent the last 15 minutes approaching athletes or anybody that listened and ranting him about fixing allegations. He even went as far to talk to Hermes about it. Can you imagine being a top-level athlete after a crushing loss and being told to testify to a camera that you didn't take money deliberately to throw the match? And he's basically saying Engen went too far, and it was one comment. First off, none of the matches are fixed, guys. If you think that, you are a conspiracy theorist and probably haven't been in the sport very long. But I was just in Neil's podcast, or I was in the comment section watching Neil's, and they were talking about it for a minute. And the only reason I could ever think of anybody like kind of pointing at, oh, maybe it was paid off and it's fake, was back in WAL days. They did have paid actors in the stands. In fact, right? They had fillers, people that aren't real arm wrestling fans. They brought them in by the busload. It was really cringy, especially when you're in the stands. You look over and some guy has no idea what's going on. He's like, "Is this arm wrestling?" And he would just start screaming like they're like, "All right, straps!" And the whole stand starts screaming, "Straps, strap!" Like as if they don't even know what it means. There's like straps. They're just finding random stuff to scream about. And then Juji Mufu did beat Mike Aiello one round. And so there was some weird stuff that happened there. But besides that, I was thinking like I can't think of another time where maybe anything was ever brought about potentially intentionally losing at a high level or something like that. In my experience, guys, and I'm pretty keen to behind the scenes, talk and stuff. I've never heard about anybody losing on purpose.
What about in Game of Arms, since that's like a production? Was there any kind of Hollywood magic going on there to make
it looks like it, but nothing I've actually been told about.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, nothing I know for sure. But you could maybe bring that up. But that's all WL, and they were completely about entertainment. I mean, more so than any other promotion. So I can understand them wanting that. Not that it's right. Moving on, posted by Saul A-Run. It says, caption this is a picture of Vitali with Hermes, and then a picture of Coach Ray underneath Hermes, just showing the height difference there. Vitali is super tall. We measured before, and he's like a half inch taller than me. We measured this time, and I don't know. It almost seemed like we were a little closer. Maybe my shoes were taller than his. But Hermes is not this short. They shrank Hermes, and then they really shrank Coach Ray way down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Coach Ray photo manipulation memes posted, so strap up for those.
I may or may not have contributed to that, posting a picture of me and Coach Ray, but that was not doctored. That was a real photo. Ray and his size. All right, another one about Devin and Aramis. Another one about Coach Ray's size. About Devin and his shaved head going beast mode. Are you going to do that for your next match? Shave your head, Ryan? Uh-oh. Ryan froze. Wait. Is the stream still going for you guys? Let me know in the chat. Did Ryan freeze or did I freeze? Hello? Oh, God. You guys, someone in the chat, let me know. Am I gone or is Ryan gone? We good, Derek? Yeah, still going. Okay. So Ryan froze. All right. Well, I'll just keep going until Ryan comes back. Oh, there you go. He has the invite. He'll come back. So anyway, yeah, Devin shaving his head, going beast mode, and I understand that, trying to turn the winning mode on. Posted by. Oh, let me add Ryan. Ryan, dude, I like it.
You're just too me, dude. Like, I
get it. Too famous, or
yeah, I had better things to do. What I missed? Where are we at? Auden's reaction to his dad winning.
Yeah, Auden was going crazy, and I told Auden before. I said, "You have to fill in for your mom this time, bro. Were you ready to scream? You got some topics in mind?" He started laughing. But yeah, dude, of course you're gonna be. I think that's his first. Well, it's his first time on the East vs. West stage. I think with his dad. You know, like saying that moment. I can't remember if he was at WAL for those ones. I think he might have been.
He would have been really young. I'm not even sure I would have recognized him. But yeah, he came like a week and a half early to train with Engen. I saw videos of him and Engen's whole thing. Dude, he's taking it serious, real serious.
Well,
I was at the. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, I was at the dinner table, East vs. West 7, where Devin brought it up, and he's like, "Listen, Auden's getting really into this. He wants to take it serious. I think he's the one who actually wanted to come out and train under Engen." So, and I'm sure you saw his like high school tournaments, dude.
Uh-huh.
He's the real deal, man. He's the real deal, and he's filling out now. I don't know, what is he, 16, 17? So
yeah, something like that.
Now he has some Engen in him. Uh-oh.
Okay, before I get on my thoughts on that, let me tackle this next super chat from White Wolf as well. Says likely a lot of AWOL Devin haters deleting their accounts and reevaluating their life choices, checking out phone numbers for local monasteries, you know, the usual stuff. Yeah. So he says people are running for the hills. All the Devin haters don't know what to do with themselves now that he 3-0'd Hermes.
And is right now the number one arm wrestler in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, even Devin will say, while Levon's out, you know, he doesn't ever just randomly take that.
Right, but practically speaking, if you got every arm wrestler in the world, including Levon, Devin is like literally the number one arm wrestler in the world right now. But
you think he beats Levon right now? Even
surely. You don't think so? I don't know how far into recovery Levon is, but I can't imagine because he's talking about his next match being March of 2024. So he's like, I need another, half a year. So
really?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know where he's at either, but I don't know. Yeah, I got you. I got what you're saying. All right.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's speculation. That's fair.
So my thoughts on Auden. What's really interesting to me, and I think is a credit to Devin Lair, right? Your dad is one of the best arm wrestlers of all time, and arguably number one guy in the world right now, right? So he has the goods. Devin knows how to be an amazing arm wrestler. Your dad is the best coach, right? He can tell you how to do it. Devin embracing Auden wanting to branch out and learn from other coaches is a big get a lot of respect from me. Devin always preaches the same thing. His seminars and everything are always the exact same. Rise Cup roll, different variations of it, how to use it. And he even says, I don't want to do seminars anymore because it's pretty much just Rise Cup roll. That's just what I'm going to tell everybody the whole time. And so but a lot of people don't understand is that Devin has become so specialized for his move and his style after 40 years of arm wrestling, after having the most insane foundation from doing older lifts, from the crazy heavy bicep curls, all the different ways he trained before, the crazy foundation. Now, at his point, he's very specialized. He does very specialized lifts. To tell a brand new guy to come into the sport and just Rise Cup and roll, I don't think is the best approach. And I think Devin embracing Auden going out and searching, Devin understands that as well. I think that Devin understands Auden having building his foundation better, embracing different fundamental strengths like a normal bicep curl or this and that, shoulder strength, things like that. I think it really shows that Devin understands like On needs to go sow his oats, build that foundation, like, and then eventually we'll get specialized, of course. But for now, just go learn all the different approaches, see what you like, and then come back to where we need to be. And I give a lot of respect to Devin because he probably just want at some point just no, you don't need to talk to anybody else. I'm right here. I'm Devin Laird. Like just do what I say.
Right.
But he's looking past himself. I think he's really big.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's been with my journey, right? You take in so much, everyone has something to tell you. You kind of take it all in, and your brain kind of naturally parses what works for you, what doesn't, what makes sense, and that's the way it goes. So just taking in a bunch of info from Engen, he'll keep some of it, throw some of it out, and so I think good idea.
Posted by the one from Masai says, "Be happy like Engen." Engen is so happy in this photo. That's great, though. I mean, if you guys ever get out there and you get a chance to meet Engen like in person, besides all this online stuff, you're going to meet a guy who is so in love with arm wrestling and every aspect of arm wrestling and embraces it. And just he is his happiest when he is around arm wrestlers and top guys that take it serious and love the sport and people he respects and things like that. And it makes me happy to see Engen this happy. It really does, because I know he's always so stressed out. And I know this is probably a really happy moment for him, even though they're all just joking around. But those are him and his boys and the people he respects the most in the sport. And so good. Engen needs time to be happy. It's not stressed out. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah. The whole East vs. West week, the dude is running around like a crazy person. This person needs to be picked because he does it all, man. He's coordinating everything. And this is probably like maybe a 30 minutes a time where he could just chill out and enjoy being with some high-level arm wrestlers. Yep. So good for him.
So this topic right here posted by I'm here to learn TY I guess I'm behind the curve. I don't get what's going on. It says Datachan's behavior is repulsive. First his match against Oleg, getting in Oleg's face, screaming and yanking his arm around, and now telling Prudnik he wants to meet him outside to kick his butt. According to translators, I can't stand this guy. I didn't hear anything about that until I started getting here on Reddit. Did you hear more about this? Or?
Yeah, so, it was visual against Oleg, right? Which, man, what was that? East vs. West 5 or something?
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like up in Oleg's face, screen, and like Oleg's coming off his injury, man, and everything he's been through. That it felt totally unnecessary. And like the gap, if I recall, it wasn't really even a close match where that was, it was so tight, the energy was so high that he just let loose. And then apparently, I don't speak Russian, presumably, but yeah, he was like, to Prudnik, like, meet me outside in the parking lot or something, he said after a round as he started to lose or Prudnik started to come back. Because that cheeky smile Prudnik gets when he realizes that he's got it. And so I think in response to that, Dedekian invited him to the parking lot. Again, I don't speak Russian, like the post says, like according to translators. So, but yeah, if that's the case and Prudnik didn't say anything to instigate a response like that, then yeah, completely inappropriate for that setting.
Yeah, all week, I've saw a few people all week. Obviously Devin and Hermes were going back and forth, but the other one was Prudnik and Datachan. And the thing is, I thought they were smiling at each other and like laughing. So I thought they were just boys, just kind of goofing off. But at the press conference, they were like, Prudnik was right next to me, writing out a whole script of all the things he wanted to say to Datachan, but Datachan was laughing and smiling too. So I don't know, but so that's why it seemed kind of weird that people were saying, so let's go outside and fight, because they were really joking. Maybe he was even joking when he said it. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it was, and the sarcasm got lost in translation. Could be the case.
It seems a little weird to me, but posted by Character Success 403. Engen's never-ending anger. Engen doesn't represent the Turkish manner. Turkish hospitality is excellent in the forum. People are always welcome here. Engen's not capable of running such a big event. What? Oh God, I don't even want to read the rest of this. I don't even want to get into this. This is just to give me a headache. Engen's fantastic, you guys. As an athlete and a friend of Engen, I've been out there. He's fantastic. You guys, he doesn't do well with online criticism, right? He's an older guy. Older guys don't do well with online stuff. It's new to them. They're not used to people just randomly talking crap, and so he takes a lot of it too personal. And we tell him that all the time, like, Engen, you got to calm down. You got to stop reading into these comments so much. Just stop letting it affect you. It's just some online person that's bored and just talking crap. But he lets it all hit him a little bit too much. But Engen is super hospitable when we're there. He's always taking fantastic care of me. He cares about all the athletes and everybody that goes out there, and he's a super welcoming dude. So I'm not seeing what you're saying at all.
Yeah, the problem is, Derek, you and I grew up in Xbox Live lobbies where we heard the most awful things you can imagine from 9 years old. So we've been conditioned. Engen missed that time. So yeah, that's what it is.
But personally, I don't think he, anything less of Turkish people or anything. Even when Engen is at his most angry, it doesn't make me think. You'd have to be an idiot to think one person represents an entire country. Like, I don't know. That's dumb. So hopefully, no one thinks that. Even when Engen is at his most angry. We were talking about that picture of Vitaly and Adamus. Vitaly was so big. Oh, me and my buddy Ray. So this was not doctored. I did stand up extra straight.
I was going to say, you are being as tall as possible.
People were talking about a lot about the coffee machine in the back, though, of this photo. Everybody was kind of focusing on that.
Oh. It's great coffee over there, man. What can I tell you? The best.
But, yeah, me and Ray, dude, I had so much fun hanging out with Ray this weekend. We joke around a lot. That's my boy. Martino Doni says, can we all agree that humble, respectful Devin is way more likable? I really like how Devin is acting in the days prior to this match. Funny banter, downplaying his strength a lot, and not going on the high school insults route. Why do you think that was for this match, Ryan?
I think it's because Hermes did Devin a huge favor by taking this match. He could have been like, dude, I just freaking pulled Jerry. Give me a month at least to get ready, not 3.5 weeks or whatever. But he's like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's fine. And that is insane, right? The dude, because you think of, I don't know, Michael Jordan when he first, won, like you're number one in the world, at least with LeVon injured. Like that is what you train for from a little kid. Like that is the moment you dream about, right? Being the number one arm wrestler in the world, super heavyweight champion of East versus West. That's the World Series, man. That's the Stanley Cup. He did it. And then 2 days later, the match gets confirmed between him and Devin. And now he's back like, oh crap, I got to start watching tape and everything. So, I mean, it's one of the most sportsmanlike things I've ever seen in any sport, right? Imagine, whatever, the Patriots win the Super Bowl, and then instead of like enjoying the offseason, they have to do another Super Bowl like 3 weeks later. Like it's insane. Like no one would expect them to do that. Hermes did it. Devin knows that, and like legitimately is like, holy crap, dude. I can't even bring myself to talk a lot of trash.
Some people were saying they think it's because Devin saw Hermes as a real threat. And he didn't want to go the real cocky route because he really thought there was a good chance he was going to lose. And that it might not work out.
Yeah, but did that stop him with LeVon? I'm pretty sure he called LeVon like a pussy all time, right? Like, so I can't imagine he's more scared of Hermes than LeVon, but maybe.
That's true. That is true.
But
I mean, when I talked to Devin a couple nights before, I was like, so how you feeling? How's it going to go? He like leans in. He goes, I have no idea, dude. This guy is so strong. I don't know what is going to happen. He's like, he's looking strong as hell. I don't know. I have no idea. That's what he's telling me. Like he was not, I'm going to crush this dude. He was like, I have no idea how this is going to go.
He really didn't. That's.
So that's why I think that's why he was so excited. Like when they found that first, like chink in the armor, he was like, oh, like it's possible.
Right.
It can be done.
Yeah, maybe that's the distinction here, that with LeVon, there was no expectation of him really winning, so he couldn't really lose. It was like a playing with house money kind of deal. Whereas this, like, it was 50-50 in most people's eyes. So like he had that pressure. Could be it.
Moving forward, posted by Josh Plays Ultimate, it says Luke Polster is a good ref. He takes control of matches. Also, it's funny when he slapped Ravaz and said no when he yanked Vitaly. I enjoy getting ref by Luke. I think Luke's a great ref. He's very fair, and he does. I feel like he was unbiased, but maybe I'm saying that because I'm American. I don't know, but to me, it seemed like he was really fair, and it was nice being able to say something to the ref and them understand what I'm saying. And so. Yeah, I'm like, oh, Mehdi's touching the strap, and he'd be like, no, don't touch the strap. Like he was on point. Like, thank God. Thank you, Luke. But have you had Luke ref any of your matches, Ryan?
I haven't. I mean, I talked to him off stage. He seems like a really nice, good dude. But I think like just objectively, if you took him out the amount of total seconds wasted with like refs issues, this probably had the fewest of all of them, and in large part due to Luke. So I think he did a fantastic job. He did not let anyone bully him, even when Ravaz was super pissed off and like yanking Vitaly's arm. He literally slapped him and was like, stop.
Yeah.
He like scolded this giant 6'6" pissed off. So yeah, Luke, I think did a great job.
We went out to dinner afterwards, like right after the event. Me, Luke, John, and Ray was there, and we were all sitting down, and Luke, we start talking about that, how he like slapped, Rivas was, hey, stop. He goes, I was just in the moment, and he was acting stupid. I, hit him. I said, stop. He's like, and then I started realizing how big he was, and I was looking around like, this guy doesn't get out of control. He's like, it hit me afterwards.
Apparently, though, to give Rivas a little leeway here, apparently Rivas broke his finger. I saw the X-ray, and it's like broken. So, even though Vitaly didn't seem like he was, overly celebrating, but if your finger's broken, any kind of movement's going to be probably extremely painful. So, yeah, Rivas had legitimate reason to be like, stop moving.
So while we're on the topic of Luke Polsher, let me tell a real fast story. So we're at that table right after the event. We're the restaurant, the little patio. We're outside the patio, sitting there in the hotel, and it's me. To my right is John, and then Ray, and then my girlfriend. It was us four, and there was an open chair next to Ray. We ordered beers or whatever, and because Ray and John had just walked up and sat down, and they're like, "Oh, beer, that sounds great." So they both order a beer. John gets his, starts pouring it. They serve his beer, and Ray hadn't got to start grab it or start pouring it, and he's looking at his phone for something. And then Luke walks out, and right when Ray's about to reach for his beer, Luke just walks up, grabs Ray's beer that's open, just sits down and just starts drinking it. Doesn't say a word, just grab Ray's beer and just starts drinking it, and then sits down and is like, "What's up, guys?" And Ray's like. It was the most not a hello or anything. Just grabs a beer, sits down, and starts drinking it. And Ray's jaw was dropped. I don't know how good of friends they are. I have no idea what's going on.
That was my question. Did he know what he was doing? Like, was he messing with Ray, or was he just beer?
I think Ray might have something with germs because he took a drink out of it. Then we were all just started laughing, and then he sat down and goes, "Here you go, Ray." And Ray's like, "Nah, keep it." I've never seen an entrance like that. He just grabs some random guy, somebody's beer, just start drinking it out of nowhere.
No, I like Luke a lot.
Yeah, Luke's is funny. That made me laugh. All right, okay. Posted by Defense says, "Who you got? Leonidas Arcona or Larry Wheels left-hand super match?" Best of 5.
Yeah, we talked about this. I haven't seen anything to really change my opinion too much. I still think Larry's just progressed too much. He's been taking it way more seriously. The argument to the other side is that last time they pulled, Leonidas was clearly the better arm wrestler out in Dubai when they were on Larry's channel. But that was like 2 years ago, and Larry's just been freaking blowing up. You can attest to that. You are like the benchmark for Larry. You pulled him his first time ever and a few months ago or whatever. And I don't have any evidence to suggest that Leonidas has kept up with that level of progress.
Oh, you didn't watch my stream last night, did you? So you don't know that I pulled with Leonidas at this event.
Saw you went on, but you went on at like midnight.
Yeah, whatever.
Eastern time.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So people that were in here that did watch it know that I got to pull with Leonidas this weekend. He called me out randomly. And that was the only after polling I did. I just pulled with Leonidas. And before I get into this, let me read the super chat real fast. From Ben, the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, if arm wrestling aliens ever invaded Earth and demanded Earth's top 5 pullers to pull in super matches, who are you fielding, Derek? So who are the top 5 we're throwing at the aliens? We're throwing Levon. I'm not sure about the order. You didn't ask for the order. So we're going to throw Levon. We're going to throw Devin. We're going to throw Hermes. We're going to throw Vitaly. And we're going to throw...
Ooh.
And we're going to throw...
Jerry. That freak factor. Do it. They can't handle the flop, dude. They're aliens. They don't even know what flop is. Who?
Morazan, a healthy
Morazan. How dare you? How dare you? Oh.
Jerry's off. I'm sorry. That's what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
What are your thoughts? What would you change off that list, Ryan?
Jerry, I'm not even kidding. I would throw Jerry at those green aliens, like not even think about it.
So you'd keep the first 4 and you would put Jerry as a 5th?
Yeah, what was it? Devin, Vitaly, Hermes, Levon, a healthy Levon given, and then number 5. Absolutely Jerry, just for that freak factor, man. Like, not that he is on paper top 5 necessarily, but just like, hey, if these aliens are like have a super nasty top roll and that's all they got or something, maybe Jerry can pull it off.
Okay, respect. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that. So, I'm not going to go as in detail in the story as I did in my live stream last night. But Leonidas walks up to me. He goes, "Hey," with the camera guy out. He walks up to me after my match, and he goes, "I heard you're Larry's coach. I'd love to arm wrestle with Larry's coach, left-handed, and you could tell me what you think." And he's like smiling at the camera, and I'm like, Yeah, man, sure. I guess I was like, so Larry normally like beats me left-handed, but yeah, we can go arm wrestle left-handed for sure. Let's do it. We go down to the side table. We put on the straps immediately. Camera out, and I told him, I said, hey, I said, plug this on. You're gonna film this. Plug this on my channel. Make sure you shout me out. Right, we're gonna do this. Give me something out of it. Let me benefit something out of this. If you're gonna film it, anyway, in the straps, I start dumping Leonidas. I dump him like 7 times. Just roll him out. Now, then we take off the straps. We pull right-handed. He's like, let's try right-handed. I'm like, all right, that was nothing. And then, because I know he's pretty left dominant. And then we go back left-handed out of the straps. And for those of you guys that don't know, I can't hook left-handed. Like, I have no hook left-handed. I have a internal elbow or inside elbow injury that's never healed, and I can't drive sideways to left-handed. So he's like, let's start on a hook. I'm like, all right. So we go, and I'm still able to hold him off. We have a nice little match, and I'm stopping him, but I couldn't pin him, right? So after a long war in the hook, he pulls through me and pins me in a hook. And then he goes, all right, now let's try outside one more time in the straps. I'm like, oh, God. So then we try. He goes into a king's move. He stops me. And then after a while, I end up standing up. I'm like, all right, this sucks. And I lay down. And the only reason I'm saying this, and I'm being so angry about this, is because, 1, he doesn't tag me in any of this, like I asked him to. But 2, he edited it, put it on his Instagram, and made it look completely different. Made it look like he was beating me up. So he posted, you can see the first matches he posted, he's all covered in sweat because those were the last matches. So he posts the 2 little ones where he pins me. He doesn't put any of the ones where I'm dumping him 7 times in a row left-handed. And so I'm like, dude, it's completely edited like so badly. It's
Dude, that's that influencer life, man. You gotta do it. If you're going on a table with someone who has a social media following, man, just expect all the tricks.
But that was pretty dirty. That was pretty dirty. I would take a match tomorrow with Leonidas Arcona for $10,000. And I'm saying that I never say stuff like that. But if you watch his videos, you'd be like, oh, he has Derek left-handed. Or that's really like.
Derek, listen close, Derek. You're coming off a big win. Life's going to change for you a lot right now. You need an agent. I'm your guy. All right. I'm your new manager. Listen, if anyone wants a practice pull with Derek, you talk to me first. It's going to be our cameras, our editing. No more of this, Derek. You're too valuable now.
But so back to this match. I have Larry as the favorite.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the case, but who knows?
All right, moving forward, posted by 144i says Giannis on steroids be like, and it kind of really does look like Giannis.
I know. Yeah, it's there. It is there.
Devin, man, that's such a beast. All right, another post about David Dadakian from Couch Apples, calling him a narcissist baby, crybaby. We already talked on that. What's this one? The Maru, just wanted to leave this right here. Yep, congrats to the new champ. I don't want to click links. It scares me. What is it? Did you click it?
Risky click. I don't remember.
Here it opens up. Oh, just saying that he would get wrecked. Okay, post saying that he's right.
Yeah, some meta Reddit drama.
All right, so we have 20 minutes left. I want to get into some training questions. We're gonna go back on the regular Reddit page, not the top stuff. We'll just go to hot. That's the way to do it, right? Just hot.
Yeah, hot is still going to be a lot of highly upvoted stuff, which is probably, you can also go to new, which is just straight up chronologically the newest post, which you'll get more of the questions. So right next to that hot button, there's the new button, which I like to use for this section.
Fine. New it is.
Just all the posts.
All right. We're looking for training questions. All right. What is this? Let's get into this. From Strong AX says, that guy at the practice, y'all having that guy who always tries to compete with you at practice, and if he loses, he says he's not fresh and wants to bet money next time. The next time you meet, that he beats you, that tries to take every advantage of the set and refuse to pull and strap with his big ass because real men hold on. Yeah, I won't be practicing with that guy no more. At least I gave him a big old ass whooping first, and last time we pulled. Okay, and this isn't specific training, but it's about practice and stuff like that. Practice. You want to go first? Right.
Oh, it sounds like you were on a line there, so why don't you finish your thought?
You guys, practice should never be about this. If practice is turning into this, you're at a weird practice that I don't say that you should be at. Or at least you need to talk to the person running the practice or who's hosting it about what's going on. Practice is a place where we grow and that we learn from each other and teach each other, and we want to move forward as a group. I would never let this happen at my practice. With my guys, this would be called out really quick. Like, why are you being a dick? Like, do we have practice matches? Of course, but it'll never be set to that extent or that level where we're no longer growing and people are weird with each other. If I know about that, we nip it in the butt right away, and we don't let that go forward. I think it's a stressful environment. It's not somewhere where you can grow or move forward. So I definitely don't. It's not just that guy. I would talk to the guy that runs the practice. Hopefully, he's not the guy that runs the practice. And just say, like, this is getting weird, man. This isn't an environment where I can grow and stuff like that. It's awkward now. I would not. I hate hearing about that type of practice. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, up here in the Northeast, I can probably be 8 different practices within 2 hours, and I've been to all of them. And practice culture is a thing, and it really comes down to the host. Some people treat practices like mini tournaments, and that's largely because that's just the culture there. People come in and that is their test, right? That's where they see where they're at, and they'll be super bummed out if you beat them or super stoked if they do well. And it sounds like that's what's going on there. Now, some people just are egomaniacs and they'll take any loss as an attack against their person or make excuses. But the fact that he's trying to bet you money, this dude's just a weirdo. He just ignore him. And part of it's on you, man. Like, the fact that you're worked up enough to make this post means you're giving him too much of your headspace, right? Like, all right, whatever, dude, you're just wasting my time and wasting my mental energy. Like, ignore these people. They're always going to be there, even if the culture is good. So, yeah, forget about them.
All right, moving forward. I agree, by the way. Move forward. All right, video posted by Sensitive Bedroom 79, 40 kg times 3 partial curl, 80 kg on machine. I'm guessing it's half the weight, 8 months into arm wrestling. So does it show it if I, okay. So, how does he have that wrapped around his hand? So he has it below his wrist. He gets it up with 2 hands there. It's a small partial below the wrist. Partial curl. So 40 kg, what's that, like 90 pounds?
Yeah, 90-ish, 88, whatever. Yeah, that's interesting with the a loop strap with looks like just a towel to protect his wrist a little bit.
Yeah, but way below his wrist, which is weird. So obviously you can do a lot more weight if it's not in your hand, if it's
right
in your forearm like that.
Right. He's anti-dad moving or whatever. I mean, that's fine. You're definitely training a very defensive position on the table. Like basically that's like, okay, all I have is the bottom strap to rely on above my own pin pad because he's palm up, right? So if you're palm up and you're just that is your desperation move, more or less. Which, hey, look, it's not going to hurt you. But yeah, reasonably impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the weight's impressive. How conducive it is to arm wrestling and isolating the muscles, or what your exact goal is with this lift, this exercise, is something I kind of want to know about. But yeah, I mean the weight's a good amount of weight. Don't get me wrong. That's not bad. It's just kind of a weird lift, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. I've never seen someone do it quite like that.
Oh, I have not seen this. Best opponent for Derek. All right, whatever. Let's move forward.
Vote. Hit it. That's a new poll.
Okay, out of this list.
Yeah, Tobias is on there. J.W. Buckley thinks that'd be a good match for you. Let's see. We got Fareed, Tobias, Bavoda, and Bowen.
Man, I'd say Fareed or Ravoda. I put Tobias above all of them.
Is Arif right hand injured? Am I making that up?
He just got matched right-handed this past weekend.
I mean, no, Arif, not Fareed.
Oh, I don't know. Is it?
I don't know why.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look into that. But
dude, Bavoda, man, I would love to take that match.
Actually, that's interesting.
Oh, 13 people. Everybody wants me versus Bowen or Fareed.
Bowen's winning. That's it, dude. Now that you voted, confirmed. Make it happen, Engen. That will never ever happen, and not because it's not a good match, for other reasons.
Let's see. Oh my God, who would win a super match, me or JJ? Why is my name in? I haven't seen these.
You're famous, man. This is what it comes. This whole subreddit's gonna be about you now.
Levon, the oxygen tank,
dude.
Doing
the polls after an East vs. West event is brutal.
Dude, yeah. Where is the training stuff? Usually, there's so many training questions.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Posted by Master on King says, very small hands, hook or top roll. Hi, guys. I have very small hands. Is hand size more important for hook or top roll? What do you think, Brad?
Hi guys, is hand size more important for hook or top roll? Yeah, I would say depends inside and outside the strap. So is small hands better? Is he saying better for hook or top roll or worse?
More important for hook or top roll.
Okay, well, having a bigger hand, I would argue, is probably more important for the hook, right? Because you want more coverage, right? If you have a small hand and you can't get around the back of their hand, they're going to have so much access to your fingers, right? If you're top rolling someone, I mean, the finger flexion is a lever, right? Here's the fulcrum, your punching knuckles up here are the fulcrum, and your fingers are the lever. So the further out on your fingers you can apply pressure, the more force that's going to be applied into that joint. So when you're top rolling someone, you ideally want to be as far out as possible to get that leverage advantage to open up their finger flexion. And then after that comes the wrist flexion. So those are two different things, by the way, and you should focus on training.
Oh, God. I think we lost him again. Wow, what a great picture, by the way. Let me bring that back up. Nice, Ryan. Real nice. Look at your face. Just look at your face, Ryan. When you come back in here when you watch the stream, just look at your stupid face.
Am I back?
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Oh my God, I was cooking, dude. I was absolutely cooking. What was the last thing I said? Because
I was just saying how good looking you are and singing your praises.
Oh, great. Well, anyway, I was saying that the finger flexion and wrist flexion, two different things. Train them both, and you want to crack someone's fingers by being as far out on the lever as possible, right? It's a lever coming from your punching knuckle joint. So if you want to top roll someone, you want to be as far away from the fulcrum as possible. And if you have a small hand, you're not going to get as much coverage over the back of someone's wrist. Therefore, they're going to have an easier time getting into your fingertips. So for that reason, I would say if you have a smaller hand, you should probably focus more on perhaps a posting style top roll versus trying to contain people's top roll and sink a hook.
Right. Yeah. This gets brought up pretty often, guys, and it's just really simple. If you have a small hand, you're not meant to hold on to things. That's not your strength. So don't arm wrestle in a style where you need to hold on to things, right? With your little ass fingers. So just take that and apply it to all arm wrestling situations. Is this a situation where I need to be holding on, or I don't need to be holding on because I'm not built to hold on, right? So if it is a situation where you need to hold on, straps probably a good idea. Or speed, shooting forward, getting there deep before the opponent starts moving. One of the two, right? But yeah, obviously the answer Ryan is saying is correct. More often than not, it would be more important for more hooks than anything, right? It would be you need bigger hands to be able to contain. But there are ways around it. Like if you're a small hand and you like to hook, straps and speed can help you a ton, right? You live in those things. But I've had guys on my team who had small hands who like to hook, but they didn't. And I told them from the beginning, get really fast or get really good at the straps or both. And they're like, I don't know, man, I can contain a lot of people. And at an amateur level, they did pretty good. And then they spent years doing that. They get to the pros, and they've never gotten good in the straps or really fast. Suddenly they're in the pros, and those little hands are just getting blasted by everybody because they can't get a hold of anybody, and they're used to holding on. So right away, if you guys have small hands, start getting good in the straps, start getting fast if you like to hook, right? But yeah, top rolling should be it. You shouldn't be holding on that much anyway. Make them hold on to you. Yeah, good stuff, man. Very good stuff. Good stuff. Did you hear about this? East versus West is going to running fouls from now on.
I did. I heard that commented, but not from Engen. I forget who I heard say.
No, Engen said it at the rules meeting.
Okay, so it's official. That's wild. That's
he didn't say 100% guaranteed, but he said I'm really thinking about the next one. I was talking to Devin Laird, and he brought up some good points. I'm really thinking about going to running fouls for the next tournament. Next East versus West, and I'm in the crowd like, a big fat guy sweating like, what? Running fouls like, oh no, it's an endurance. Like it's guaranteed no matter what. I understand the merit of running fouls. I understand why they're good, and it takes away you doing intentional fouls. I get that, but for someone that's big and fat, and for someone that gets random elbow fouls like not unintentional, man, it sucks so much. It's an endurance fight no matter what. Because I get an accidental elbow foul. Now, say like the guy has a good position and I get an accidental elbow foul. Not only do I have to spend so much energy trying to grind him out of that situation and then get a pin just to get a restart, or I lose that round. So it's either take a loss in that round or expend so much energy to try to just get a win in that round. So much more energy than I should normally need to. So no matter what, it's just either take the L or get in a stupid endurance battle all the time. And I'm like, oh God, Those options just suck. I hate running fouls.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we know you need to work on that endurance with the Austin match, man. So no excuses, dude. It should be there. But you had a couple of restarts against Medi, and you looked fine.
I'm good. I get a restart to shake it out. Let's try this again.
That's true, but it seems like you are fixing your endurance. Was my point there? You were strong around 3, but this was inevitable. I think I've seen a lot of polls about this. People wanted running fouls. People will see just people abusing the restart elbow fouls, and it's like this can't be the way. Every other sport, I mean, football, hockey, they all have running fouls, right? But yeah, it's interesting because of the WAF East versus West dynamic, right? So is that a signal that WAF might be switching, or is this just going to be a big difference between the two? Because it seemed like they're pretty close, right? East versus West is kind of like a subsidiary of the WAF organization. So I don't know. Interesting. We'll see how it goes, but it's inevitable.
We'll see what it means.
Next up, we're going to start every match in a strap. Just throwing that out there.
This guy is posting Hitchhiker Thumb any advantage. I don't know, man, but I got one too. So
look at you.
Yeah, mine go way back.
What in the?
Yeah. I posted a picture of me and Prunick's thumbs. Well, I think I only posted on Discord, but I took a picture of me and Prunick's thumbs right next to each other. It's crazy. I'll have to show you at some point.
So to the question, have you found any way to leverage this unfair gift of yours?
No, I'm really good at thumb wars though. Thumb wars because people can't pin me. They can't get over the top of my thumb.
God!
And so I just hold it back like that, and they can't get it. And then when I'm ready, I go in. You know what I mean?
That's actually you're in the wrong sport, dude. What are you doing?
Look at this. What I was doing. See if I can show you guys. That's me and Prunick's thumbs. You see his thumb on? I don't know. There's the short, tiny little thumb. That's Prunick's thumb. It's so small. He has a club thumb. I think that's what they call him.
Oh, it's a real condition. Okay.
Yeah, club thumb, and I have a hitchhiker thumb.
And you're just exposing his medical condition, HIPAA violation on a live stream. It's messed up, man.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Building a routine. What we got? We got 7 more minutes. Posted by Junji Miles. Says building a routine. I have a lot of experience in training in general, but I don't have a lot of experience in arm wrestling training. I've been doing weighted calisthenics routine, not so fatiguing as I save energy, and then I add arm wrestling movements. I've been doing cupping with fat grips, pronation with a belt, back pressure on the floor with the cable, and rising with a belt. In table practice, I noticed I need to train my side pressure more. I also want to train supination and more inside-related movements. I want to add those movements to my routine. Will consist of at least 6 arm wrestling movements every training session, and it's kind of a lot. I want help with this distribution of the exercises. What should I train more? What should I train less? If I split the movements to specific days, how should I do it? Is there a newbie routine somewhere which is foolproof and will help maximize my newbie gains, high reps or low reps? If someone can help me with these questions or construct a routine, that would be great help. Thank you. That's a lot, obviously. There's a lot of points in there, a lot of questions. I would say immediately off the top, if you're new, you need to build a foundation, right? Before we get specific, like we were talking about earlier, you need to build a general foundation of strength, right? So don't get super specific with it. It's good that you have a general calisthenics routine and things like that. Pull-ups and dips and things like that are great for arm wrestling. I'd say take your time easing into that. Now, when you start looking at a structured program, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to go with this. I train completely different than a lot of people. Chris Drummond, who we have on here all the time, is a big believer in the conjugate method. There's people that are just on table pulleys. There's people that are just arm wrestle every week. There's a lot of different approaches to arm wrestling training. So I would say take your time, shop around a bit. Find one that caters to like your lifestyle, how often you like to be in the gym, how often you like to practice, all these things, and kind of find one that suits you. Besides getting way too specific with all the exact questions you have in here, I would say, oh, yes, these. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I'm a little bit sick from the flight, I think. I got a head cold. But, yeah, man, that's me, my answer. I'm going to say that because this will take 45 minutes to answer each specific question, I think, and exactly what you're missing. But just shop around. Go ride. Go.
Yeah. So yeah, the big questions are: how often are you at the gym? What's your current routine like? How much rest? Are you working a very manual labor intensive job? How often are you, and there's so many questions to start building you an actual routine. But to take one of your points here, how do I get more side pressure? Reminds me of a drill we started doing at practice. I don't remember who's the first, maybe Ron Klemba, but you do the most layman idea of an arm wrestle possible. You don't close your hands. You put your hand palm to palm and you just press in the center and you don't move off center. And I'm actually curious what you think about this, Derek. So if you're just trying to train side pressure, you post up on the table, center, don't close your hand with your opponent. You just go palm to palm and then you just push in the center and maybe go between 10 and 2 o'clock, but no more than that. No closing your hands, no pronating, no cupping. Just like the most meathead, just zug, side, only from 10 to 2.
And you see whose arm breaks
first. Derek, and what do you think about that for training side?
And you guys see whose arm breaks first? Is that the
right? So that's why you only go 10 to 2, and you don't do it with a newbie. But the idea is it's basically pure internal rotation, right, of your arm, right? If you think of doing any kind of internal rotation exercise, it's that with a partner, so it's a little more dynamic, requires a little more stabilization, as opposed to just doing like a weighted whatever. Not worth the risk, in your opinion?
No, that's fine. I mean, as long as it's with someone that knows what they're doing. I wouldn't do that with another amateur, like a beginner and a beginner, because someone could really get hurt. But if it's under the guidance or with someone that's a veteran, yeah. A lot of my guys, we'll get super ugly. We used to have stretches where everybody gets stupid sideways and just with someone that knows what they're doing, and they just sit there and stretch, just lean on each other in the table, and just lean really elbow committed, and just stretch that tendon out and stuff like that, and stretch that inner elbow out and get some pressure used to that. So I think there's merit in that 100%. But yeah, if you're trying to work on side pressure, I think it's a good table way to do it, to get used to the pressures, right? Because there's a lot of factors with side pressure. There's the muscles necessary to apply it. There's the tendons necessary to support it. There's the body positioning to be able to apply the most. There's how many muscles are you going to incorporate in your side pressure compared to, like, is it structurally, are you using a lot of muscles during it, the muscle synergy? So there's a lot of things about applying side pressure that you kind of have to break apart each component, I think, and then put them all together, hopefully in a solid package eventually. But yeah, I mean, in terms of training, getting the muscles firing and maybe training the tendons a little bit, I think it's a great exercise.
Yeah, he also asked about distributing the exercises on different days. Now, there's a million ways to split up your routine: push, pull, legs, upper, lower, just full body workouts. Some people who are like hardcore into arm wrestling, they'll be like, all right, today is my pronation and elbow flexion day. So how do you do it, Derek? How do you?
Mine's separated. I'm taking more of a Paul Lynn approach. This is also a Paul Lynn thing. Right now it is push, pull, and then it's a kind of an everything day in terms of, he does two everything days, meaning he'll do like a high volume all push day. So my first push day, for instance, is chest, and then and a bunch of different versions of the chest, and then I do cupping. So an hour of chest, an hour of cupping, and then at the end, and then my next pushing day is shoulders, an hour of shoulders, and then an hour of cupping, and then the last pushing day of the week, I will do chest and shoulders, all high rep stuff, high volume, just moving weight, getting a pump, and all those things, and just so it's like heavyweight during the week, and then really lightweight, high rep stuff towards the end of the week. And then same thing on pulling. Pulling will be for me an isolated bicep day, and then a brachialis hammer curl day mixed with pronation and rising. So an hour of bicep, an hour of pronation and rising, and then an hour of brachialis, an hour of pronation and rising. And then the end of the week would be a pulling day with like back and everything, but super high rep stuff, right? With pronation and rising. That's how we kind of structure it right now. But yeah, so for me though, I only isolate cupping and pronation and rising. I get my supination through supinated bicep curls. I get my
curls
down pressure through a lot of wrist curls. I do a lot of chopping and stuff during my cone handle and wrist curls like that. And I get my extension when I do reverse curls, my wrist extension when I do reverse curls, because I do them flat wristed. So I check those things off the box, but they're not my primary thing I worry about.
Yeah. I also do push pull. Used to be push pull legs. Now it's push pull and legs. Legs are getting a backseat. Unfortunately, that's the arm wrestler life. But yeah, I do something very similar, Mr. Redditor. So maybe try that, right? Do mix it up like Derek said. And side pressure is largely just internal rotation. You can just go on YouTube and type in internal rotation exercises. and you'll get a million of them. I don't know how we can really demonstrate all of them here on our podcast, but that is the core behind side pressure.
And make sure you build balance. Before we get off this topic, just always, guys, health and balance in your shoulders and your forearms and things like that. We get so internally rotated as arm wrestlers. You have to work the opposite, external rotation. Work your rear delts. Work things that are going to be the opposite of what you're doing. It'll make you stronger in the movement you're worried about, and it'll keep you from having injuries. I solidly believe that our two biggest models of people that do arm wrestling training, Devin Larratt and John Brzee, guys that are proponents of a ton of arm wrestling. We're also guys that needed surgery. We're also guys that had chronic injuries, I believe, from not worrying about the health of their joints and their muscles, like having all different types of things pulling in unnatural ways, because arm wrestling is an unnatural movement, right? So we have to work to stay healthy, right? Those weren't big gym guys in terms of adding health. It was just a ton of arm wrestling. So always keep that in mind, adding health and balance to your body. Your body wants to be balanced.
Yeah, that's huge. Before we sign off, I'll just add to that. We had back when I was working at a gym, we had a very accomplished collegiate strength and conditioning coach come in and tell us that it's considerably more dangerous to have unbalanced muscles. Like, for example, a very strong quadricep and a very weak hamstring. He's like, it's better just to be weak than to have just one of those strong, because then your quad is a Ferrari and your hamstring is an old Civic and you're going to tear something. So like Derek was just saying, train your triceps if you're doing a ton of biceps, train your ulnar deviation, your wrist flexion and wrist extension. Just throw in some reverse curls to get that kind of wrist extension action in there. Balance is huge. And trust me, if you haven't had an injury yet, you will, and you're going to realize, crap, I should have took injury prevention more serious.
One last really funny story. People like funny stories about. I get there on Thursday. We have the VIP meeting, right? So Devin's in there. Everybody's eating. Devin's playing Street Fighter against people. That whole scenario.
Yep.
And I'm talking to Devin about arm length, and I say, oh man, honestly, we've measured 7 times over the years. I don't know, so many times I've measured with Devin. We always have the exact same from tip of elbow to tip of finger in arm length. And so I'm saying that, I'm like, we have the same. He goes, we do? And I go, yeah, because he never remembers anything in life. And so there's a pool table there. He goes, really? And he puts his elbow down, but he takes a knee, and he puts his elbow down to get his forearm as vertical as possible. So I do the same thing. I take a knee and put it next to him. And my hand is like an inch longer than Devin's. And we've measured so many times. And I'm like, yo, and it took me all night. I'm like thinking about this. I was like, why would we've measured so many times. Did you shrink? Did I grow? Like, what is going on? And then someone kind of mentioned it in the Discord when I was talking about it. I have a tricep. I train triceps. I train dips and press. And when we were on our knees, we were really on the tricep. And Devin has no tricep to speak of. So all of a sudden, I was an inch longer than him. I bet you if we were standing up, like on a table with our elbow down, it would have been the same. But the fact that we had a little bit of tricep in there lifted my arm an inch past Devin's.
Dude, that's so funny. Next time you see him, do both. Do it like you did, and then do one with like elbow bone on the table. And that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, but what about Devin's always fighting for height and stuff in the setup? What if he trained tricep and got his tricep thicker?
Eric, stop! You're gonna break arm wrestling, dude. Everyone's gonna be kneeling on the table. We're gonna need new rules, dude.
People already do. People do that all the time. You see, like Artem Ternenko, all those guys, they do that way under the table when they're getting their setup. Dude, just saying.
That's yeah. I mean, if your experiment's correct, or your theory's correct here, that's an extra inch in the setup height. Oh no. So
I just thought that was kind of weird.
Weird.
Anyway, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is going to mark the end of this. I know Aussie Arm Wrestler is going live right now, so you guys head over there and check him out. As always, on Mondays, we will be here. Next week, we will be on Ryan's channel, you guys. So moderators, plug Ryan's channel in the chat right now, because that's where you will find us at 3 o'clock next Monday, in 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, West Coast real time. But Ryan, thank you so much for always being the most amazing co-host, you guys. We missed you at East First West, man. We really did. A lot of footage need to be got.
Hopefully I'll be back. But yeah, it'd been less than a month, man, since I had gone. I can't keep taking a week off. But yeah, I missed it, man. But I was glued to the screen. I am so freaking stoked for you, man. I know you've heard it a million times. One more won't hurt you. Congratulations, dude. The whole Reddit is proud of you. We couldn't have a better leader in that sub. So excited to see you back, man.
Thank you. Moderators, please plug links to not only Ryan's channel, anybody that has a YouTube channel that's in the chat, plug their link as well. We support all channels here. And then if you could plug the AW Switch, I'd appreciate you guys. I have a website where if you want to buy hats, shirts, or stickers, go over there and check that out. Discount code AWDerek, save yourself a little bit of money. And I think that's all I got. So I will see you guys around. We'll see you next week. Oh, and I'll be live Wednesday on my channel. All right. We'll see you guys later.
See you, everyone.